Good evening, everyone, and welcome to Your Time to Shine, a radio show designed to help you explore your own divine gifts. Good evening, and welcome to the show tonight. I'm so happy to have you here on a Thursday evening. So, words. I want to talk about words. We all know that words have so much meaning in our lives. They can be words that fill us with lightness and happiness and joy, or they can cause us to feel worry and fear or sadness, right? And these words combined with our own thoughts are very powerful. We all know how powerful our mind is, and there are many of us that sit within our minds a lot. And so it's so important to be aware of the words that you're using, the words that you're telling yourself, most importantly, and the words that you are using to talk to others. But a lot of times we will talk to others with more kindness than we will talk to our own selves. Right? We are so much apt to give somebody, that little bit of a break. But when it comes to ourselves, we're harder on ourselves than anybody is to us. And so it's really important to choose the words and choose your thoughts wisely. Because whatever words we use, whatever thoughts we have, we're sending that out into the universe. And whatever we send out comes right back to us. It's like a big boomerang. And so keeping your thoughts positive are so important, especially when you are trying to manifest something wonderful in your life. Keeping those thought processes positive and high vibrational is one of the biggest things with manifestation and creating all of the things that you want to create in your life. And so that's why it's so important to keep all of those positive words, all those positive thoughts around us as much as we possibly can. Now, we're human. We're going to have bad days. Or maybe we have a few bad weeks or, a few bad months, and that's okay. That's our human experience. But when we're in those, how do you get yourself out of that so that you can get back onto the positive, on the right track of bringing back in those positive thoughts, the positive vibration? Sometimes it's really hard, but it's about our minds over our words and our thoughts. The mind is so powerful. And so bringing in some tools to help us shift what we're needing to shift within our emotional body, our spiritual body, our physical body, whatever it is that is hindering us from having those positive thoughts, from having those positive words that we use to ourselves and to others. And so when we're in that moment, it's about first being in awareness, an awareness that you are in that moment. And I'm not saying hide it under the rug if you're having a bad day. Feel it, experience it, and then let it go and move on, right? I often tell a lot of my clients, it's so powerful to sit and write a letter of all the things that you're upset about, all the things that aren't working, and then burn it, right? Or tear it up and shred it up into little bitty pieces and throw it away. Then once you get all of that out, it's all the emotion that comes out. Then it's about, okay, sitting in awareness that you're having these feelings, these thoughts. A lot of times, just having written them out and getting rid of them and out of our bodies and releasing them is enough. But if you're still finding yourself in that moment, look for other ways to get out of that perspective, right? So if you're in a state of worry, right, sit down and just take a few nice deep breaths and remind yourself that you are in this moment right now. You're not in your past. You're not in your future. You're in the moment right now. And if you were thinking about that thing that was worrying about you were worrying about, think about it. How is that going to affect me in a year down the road? If I make this decision, or if I make that decision, and find the lightness in that. Find the lightness in that piece of being in the moment. Then picking those words and shifting the vibration, finding words and using your affirmations, sticking those affirmations all around your house, everywhere you can see, so that when you get into that mode, you go, wait a minute, where's my affirmations? And you go to those and you sit with those affirmations and you say them over and over. You find the positive vibration within those affirmations, within those words, finding the lightness and finding the ease with it again. It could be that you need to turn on some music and dance. It could be that you need to go outside and take a nice deep breath in and be in the moment and say, okay, for this moment, I'm not thinking about this. And find that place in your imagination that brings you ease and peace and joy. You know, maybe it's a beach. Maybe you're walking through the trees. Maybe you're in a meadow filled with wonderful birds and butterflies flying around. And sit in that space of that place that you love, the place that brings you ease and comfort. And let that sit with you for a little bit and shift. And think about, okay, if I think about this thing now, how does it feel? Does it feel as overwhelming as it did once before? Mostly not. You'll find that those pieces will just kind of melt away. It's bringing you into your moment, into your now, so that you may concentrate and figure out the best course of action to take. So it's about getting out of your brain, distracting your brain, looking for those positive affirmations, those words of wisdom that's going to help you get there. It's going to that safe place, that place that brings you warmth and comfort, and going into that place and being in the now. Turning off the brain, getting out of your head and into the quiet, into the silence. Even if it's 5 minutes, it will shift all for you. It's writing those things out and then letting them go. Every way that you can shift that part of you and to stay in the now is the most important thing. Then letting that lift your vibration and change your attitude, your spirit, yourself, your soul, and let it bring you comfort. All right. I hope that helps you tonight. A little tip, a few tools that I tucked away in there for you. So I hope you find that helpful this evening. Right now, we are going to go to the phone lines. We have Mo in Sydney, New South Wales, Australia. Good evening, Mo, and welcome to
good
Your Time to Shine. How are you?
I'm doing well, thank you. And how are you doing?
I am good. Thank you for asking.
That's really good to hear. No worries, anytime. You know, it's always good to ask about like the other person how they're doing, because it's not all about the one person, but it's all about everyone in the group or in the room.
I love it. Well, thank you for asking.
Thank you.
What can I do for you this evening?
Basically, I would really appreciate a reading about my love life, basically. Just because, like, I've got some gut feelings about my current situation after a breakup I had 2 weeks ago. So my gut feelings are telling me there's going to be a reconciliation. Um, and I just want to get some clarity about that. If there's any reconciliation or anything that might fix things in the future.
Okay, perfect. Mo, I'm going to just take a moment here and check in with your angels and guides here. So give me just a moment, and there'll be a little bit of
Sure.
silence, and then I'll be right back with you, okay?
Thank you so much.
Okay, Mo. So what I'm being shown is that um, there there could be a reconciliation on this, but it's
Mhm.
probably not in your highest and best
Mhm.
to reconsider this relationship. I'm being shown that
Yeah.
this relationship is kind of holding you back a little bit. It's like
Mhm.
um, hang on, I'm trying to see what they're showing me here. Um,
Yeah.
okay, so what they're saying is it's really a safe place, almost like you've been there before. You've with not
Mhm.
with this
Mhm.
person, but in relationships. It's like this safe
Mhm.
place to land, but it's really not uh, serving you. It's really not
Yeah.
pushing you to your potential. And as a result, you're not striving for the things that you're looking for in your life.
Yeah.
It's almost like you're kind of sitting back and taking the back seat of it. And your guides are telling me that for you, there's so much more to this. And there's like a bigger picture here that this relationship may not be able to bring to you.
Okay. Yeah.
Does that make
Okay.
sense to you?
Perfect. Yeah. Yeah. Definitely makes sense. Definitely makes sense.
Okay.
Okay. And you've definitely like clarified and made things much clearer to me. And I appreciate your help and your time today.
Oh, you're very welcome.
Thank you so much. Thank you so much,
Thank
and
you.
have a good afternoon or good evening.
Thank you. You as well.
Thank you so much. Thank you. Have a good
Uh-huh.
bye.
Okay. Uh, it's so interesting that people have such gut reactions or gut instincts. And when they call in, or when I have clients, in fact, I just had a client last week. And when the session was over, we were just talking casually. And I asked her you know, how she felt about the session. And she said, well, you really didn't tell me anything I didn't already know. And so I said, yes, I can see that. A lot of times people are just looking for that clarity. They are just looking for that, yes, I was on the right track. It's about trusting your gut instinct and listening to that gut, that little whisper that's telling you, okay, you need to go this direction or that direction. And so I find a lot of times that clients that come to me, they will tell me that isn't that is essentially what I was thinking. You've just clarified everything I've been thinking and feeling. Um, And so it's really a fantastic way for people to get that feeling of, okay, I really was on the right track. And yeah, they didn't tell me anything I didn't already know, but the session was very well worth it because they got exactly what they needed. And that's what's so wonderful about spirit is they bring through the messages that that person is needing to know in that exact moment, no matter what it is. Looks like we have another caller queued up. We have Alexa in Millington, Tennessee. Good evening, Alexa, and welcome to Your Time to Shine.
Hey, how are you?
I am good. How are you?
I'm doing great.
Good. What can I do for you this evening?
Well, I would love if would be any way possible for you to either connect with my father or my fiance.
Okay. Is there a particular question that you have in mind for one of them?
Not really, just anything that you get from them. That would be great.
Okay, perfect. Alexa, I am going to take a moment here to tap in and see if I can get one of them to come forward for you. And as I'm doing that, there'll be a little moment of silence, and then I will be right back.
Okay, thank you.
Okay, Alexa, your your fiance stepped in right away. He's feeling that heartbrokenness that you're feeling. He's showing me he has his hand on his heart, and he knows that the ache that you have been feeling in the loss.
Yes.
And he wants you to know how very sorry he is for putting you through this. This was never something that he wanted to put you through. And
right.
he just wants you to know that he's okay and he's safe, and that it's okay for you to move through your life with ease. It's like he's showing me there's this, of course, because you've
right.
had a loss, but there's like this big anchor that you're towing and you're just pulling it around. And he wants to release that anchor from you, not releasing in the fact of you forgetting about him, or for someone to say, you know, it's time for you to stop grieving. No, that's not it at all. But the anchor of life itself, to be able to remove that so that you can move forward. And he says you have so much life to live. And he's going to be right there beside you, walking this path with you. And he just wants you to know that you can be free. You can release that anchor, and that you don't have to have that guilt for releasing it.
I know exactly what you're saying.
He's breathing a very big sigh of relief. He's glad that you understand that you can do that and you can release it. You can still honor him. You can still honor his name, even as you go on and you live your life.
Right.
He doesn't want you to hold back. He has so much, he has so much love for you. The connection that the two of you shared was very deep.
Yes, it was.
And so that connection is still continuing, even through the other side. And this is why you feel like you have this big anchor that you can't release.
Right.
But he's saying that he really wants you to be happy. You deserve the happiness and the joyfulness of life.
Wow.
Let me see what else he has to say. One moment.
Okay.
He's showing me something about swimming, like you swimming through something. I don't know if it's literal, with you swimming, or if it's just swimming through life. And
yes, that was one of our favorite things that we did as a family, me, him, and my son.
Okay. Okay. Yeah, he's showing me like floating on his back and enjoying that weightlessness and that feeling of the lightness that you feel when you're in the water.
Yes.
And that was such a comfort. That was such a comfort to him.
Yes,
and
it
an
was.
experience that you all shared together.
Right.
He's showing me like a lake or lake property. Is that where you would usually go swimming? Is that a lake property?
No, that is actually, I believe you're referring to my best friend's land.
Okay. Did you guys ever go up there and go swimming?
No, but he brings me signs out there all the time that revolves around that water in that area.
Okay. He's just showing me like the love for that area that you have, and that this is going to be a place that is going to bring you that ease and that weightlessness, right?
Right. I can understand that.
And so if you can get there, when the weather is nice, this is going to be a place where you can connect with him, that you can just sit and remember and cherish all those memories, and let that be the thing that gets you through this time. Okay.
Yes.
He wants you to continue doing all those traditions. You guys had a lot of traditions that you did together, and he really wants you to continue those.
Okay.
Okay. He's showing me a lot of laughter, a lot of giggling and silliness, and and just that down home fun. And so so being able to to find that and to continue that on. Think of something that the two of you experienced that brought you to those giggles, right? It's those memories.
Right.
He's just showing me that you guys just had a lot of fun together.
We did. We really did.
Yeah. Yeah. The craziness. He had a he had a great sense of humor.
He did.
It was almost like he was a big kid. He was. in his spirit, in his soul. And it was one of the things that people loved about him.
Yes, absolutely. You're right.
So He just wants you to know how much he loved you and how much he cherished you and the time that he had with you. And you were very important to him.
Absolutely. Yes, he always let that be known for sure.
Yeah, he seems to be very vocal about his feelings. He's definitely not one that is afraid to show his emotion.
No, absolutely not.
Yeah. He's kind of stepping back now.
Okay.
Yeah. And actually, good timing. We are coming down to the last few seconds of our show. So
awesome. Thank you so much. I appreciate it so much.
You are so very welcome. I hope you have a wonderful evening.
Thank you. You as well.
Thank you. That does it for me, everybody. Another Thursday night done here for me and for you. Thank you so much for tuning in. If you would like to get in touch with me and have a personal one-to-one reading or a group reading, please reach out to me on my wingsofsoulswithjulie.com website, or you can reach out to me on my Facebook pages, Julie YeagerWalker Medium or Your Time to Shine. Have a great night, everybody, and we will see you next week.